busting a telemarketer, about 40 of them a day now.
Oh, really?
My gosh, them telemarketers. But that new iPhone, that app thing, they got to bust them. It does.
Oh, I need that, David.
If you got an iPhone,
Let's go.
I can.
You ready, Peg?
we're ready.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the Ripley County Council meeting, January the 20th, 2026. We're here in the Annex Building in the Commissioner's Room. Welcome. Please join me in the pledge to the American flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the December 15th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
I think I heard Stan first, and then I heard David.
I'll second.
So Stan has moved, David has seconded. Second the motion. Any discussion? Were there any corrections? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. Those opposed, same sign. 6. And one council member, Diane, is not able to join us this evening. Transfers. We have,
We got to do a president.
do you want to do the president? I was going to wait till a little more in the end of the meeting, but we can do that right now. Do I have a motion for the nomination of the president?
I'd like to make a motion for Ron Decker for president.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Hearing none. Ron, do you agree to, all right. All in favor of the motion for Ron Decker to serve as president for this upcoming year, please raise your right hand. Those opposed, same sign. It's 5, and Ron, you abstain.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Decker?
I guess I need to appoint, would you like to be the co-chair?
Yes, sir.
We'll put Peg down as the co-chair. So we've already approved the December meetings. So what we've got coming up now, we've got a lot of transfers. Just to recap for everybody, a transfer means the money is already in their budget. They have this money to move around. These transfers are from 2025. The only reason we go through these transfers is the past commissioners did some stuff that wasn't right, so we had to go back to making sure money wasn't spent the wrong way. So Amy, I'm asking, on Superior Court, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them. Can we lump these in
We
one?
can do them all as one, because they're already
Okay.
done.
Okay. So we have 6,
There, any transfer that needed to be done after your December meeting.
okay. So we have 6 transfers for Superior Court. And like Amy said, it's already done. Do I have a motion?
No, you can do them
Do
all.
Oh, everything. Okay, circuit.
All of 25.
Okay, let's do all of 25s. Take a look at it, guys. It goes all the way halfway down on the second page. We have auditor, assessor, highway, Superior Court, Circuit Court, health, 911.
Most of them that have mine on it are not for my office, it's for the commissioner's budgets.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Peg made a motion.
Second.
Stan, second. Show of hands. 6. Okay, moving forward, we're going to transfers for 2026. Highway, it's $2,400. This is for uniforms, allowance for uniforms for the employees. It was in here last month as an additional appropriation. It should have been a transfer. So do I have a motion? Andrew?
Okay, you know what this money's for, right? Okay.
Yes, they get an allowance to buy shoes, pants, and shirts instead of the
They
county.
never got the allowance to buy shoes. I'm just making sure everybody knows what it's for.
Oh, it's got the steel toe in here. It's $100 to pay each employee.
But their steel-toed shoes is for safety. I mean, they're around
Well,
moving
what,
equipment
well,
and things.
yeah, Amy's got a point there, because I do remember back, commissioners allowed this so they could buy shirts and pants, and it was a $100 allowance for that. The shoes have been added, Amy is right. Because they're, instead of the county buying uniforms for the employees, this was a lot cheaper way to do it, less expensive for the county. But they had the same color shirts and then like blue jeans. Amy is correct, there was no shoes on this.
My only question would be, does it cause any kind of a ripple effect for any other county departments or anything like that?
I don't think it'll be a ripple effect to any other departments because it's the highway. And they're out and they have to have the reflective shirts and stuff. The shoes, it's not in the agreement that the commissioners made with the highway garage is the only thing that I see that's wrong.
Commissioners are here, so we ask them.
Yeah, Roger, as you know.
Can you come up to the
Could you fill
podium
us
and explain this to us, that the shoes were added or not added, or?
I was not aware of who.
Okay, Jeff, do you have any, no clue?
He was supposed to be here, so I don't know where he's at.
Well, then I retract mine. And the table, we get more info.
Yeah, the paperwork is wrong, so shoes are not supposed to be on this. How about we skip over this one in case he comes, and then we can come back to it. So let's move down to the sheriff department. It's transfer, it's from lit, and it's to go to longevity. We're going to have a bunch of longevities. This is for Davidson, so we're going to have a bunch of longevities, which happens beginning of every year. Do I have a motion?
Are you gonna do them all separate? I packed them all together. because they're
Oh, you
all-
did class them all together? I didn't know that. Well, let's do the longevity with all of them then, for the sheriff's department. There's,
I'll make a motion on
1, 2,
that. 7.
Andrew,
So,
do I have a second?
I will move.
Stand.
Stan? Show of hands? 6. And then the treasurer is $138 to cover a shortfall in dues. Do I have a motion?
Yeah. I'll
Stan?
I'll second.
Stephanie? Any questions? Show of hands? 6. Additional appropriations for 2026, Health Department, $8,200. This is from a grant. So we just have to approve the grant. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Peg? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
David? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, this is also a grant for $1,800. Do I have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion.
David?
Second.
Stephanie? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, $3,000 to pay for food. Is this from a grant also?
It's not. It's non-tax based, which is the fund that we collect the drug screen money from folks getting drug screened, we put it into this fund.
Okay.
We're using it to pay for.
So he's just pulling money that he has to pay
Yep.
for this. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Andrew?
Second.
Stan? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, this is 92,792. It's also a grant. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Stephanie? Do I have a second?
So moved. Okay.
Peg? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, it's another grant for $39,858. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Andrew?
Also, no, Stephanie.
Stephanie? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, it's another grant for $84,000. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Stephanie?
Second.
Andrew? Show of hands? 6. Court Services, $3,862. It's another grant.
I'll make a motion.
Stan? Second.
So moved.
Peg?
Okay.
Show of hands? 6.
Thank you.
Hey Shannon, thanks a lot. I mean, that's a
Thanks.
lot of money that you received in grants that pays for a lot of things.
It came in after budget, so we had to get it in, so.
Nope, that's great.
Thank you.
I have a letter from the City of Batesville asking about requesting Amy Streeter to be appointed to the Batesville Economic Development Commission for Ripley County. Amy's been in that position before. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Peg? Stan, did you second?
I did.
Stan, second. Show of hands? 6. Planning and zoning? Somebody here for that?
Yep.
I'm Jeff French, County Surveyor, and I'm here,
Steve Youngman, Planning Commission President.
we're here today to begin a discussion, not to ask for any final approvals, but to begin a discussion regarding the financial needs associated with hiring a professional planner to lead the Ripley County Plan Commission, because our current planning director, Tad Brinson, is retiring in May of this year. So the Planning Commission is responsible for hiring, interviewing, finding a new planning director. Just so you guys are aware, Tad's salary was right about $55,000. So over the past several years, the responsibilities of the Plan Commission and the planning director have expanded significantly due to changing development needs around our community, and I think you guys have probably all seen this. These include changes in health department standards, increased demand of multifamily housing, solar farms, battery storage, carbon storage, the hot buzzword of the day, data centers. And while Tad has served in this capacity for about 20 years, and he's served very well, the scope and complexity of that position has changed. And the expectations of the community on him, as well as on our board, have changed as well. So, and it's changed mostly in the last 5 or 6 years. So we're asking you to consider allowing us to advertise for anyone from a replacement that just has basic skills all the way to a professional planner. A new planning director would be expected to perform all the normal administrative duties, but as a professional planner, they would provide professional and unbiased guidance. They'd assist with annual updates to the county codes and collaborate with county departments, including the building inspector's office, which shares an office. Those guys work together a lot, as well as the downstairs offices. There are a number of reasons to consider hiring a professional planner, and I've got a whole set of handouts for you guys. And I'm not going to dig through these things. I'm not going to dig through them deeply. We're just asking for your consideration.
Thanks, Jeff.
First page there talks about what a professional planner does. I don't have enough for everybody. So the first couple of pages there talk about what a professional planner does versus what maybe a non-educated planner would do. You know, professional planner, somebody that has a degree in urban planning, typically comes from Ball State, not always, but, and they're a member of the American Planning Association. That's who sort of monitors those guys. They're able to identify unintentional consequences caused by ordinances that we create and adopt, which we do a lot. Right now, you know, when we're a very reactive board, we're not ahead of the game in terms of changes in planning and zoning. So they would prevent piecemeal decisions that, I don't know, I feel like a lot of stuff we do is we're just patching as we go along, and I think a professional planner could eliminate that. Their duties would be probably increased from what TADs currently are in terms of putting together findings of fact, doing research on applications. Typically, when you go to other counties, the planning director's leading the meeting, making the presentations. And, you know, they can serve as an objective advisor, not have a personal opinion, not have a political opinion. And then also, the biggie is continue making improvements to the comprehensive plan, which we're in the middle of one right now. And then hopefully, ultimately, assist us and maybe a planning organization with a new planning and zoning subdivision control ordinance. Now, all the stuff you have in front of you mostly came from Nicole Daly. Nicole Daly is a professional planner. She runs the Dearborn County Planning Office. She's from Napoleon. She grew up in Napoleon. She's not interested in our position at all. We're probably not going to be able to advertise it at a rate to be able to even hire her. But she did put together this information for us. And there's several things there. One is a recent job posting from the city of Madison. That posting has been open for about 3 months, and she feels it's not advertised at a high enough salary for them to attract in Madison. They're looking to fill the position at $50,000 for an uneducated person and $70,000 for an educated person. So it kind of gives you a clue what planners make. There's also some documentation outlining the costs associated with advertising for this position. Not a big deal, but we would advertise for a planner in an American Planning Association Midwestern publication of some sort, and there are fees associated with that. And then finally is a salary survey. And I won't go over that in great detail. I've got a number of things highlighted in there. The third page shows what typical salaries are across the country, ranging from anywhere, with a median salary of $76,000 for a planner. With an associate's degree, with a bachelor's degree, it goes up a little higher. Certified planners across the country average about $71,000 to $81,000 a year, with less than 5 years.
Is that in a city or a county?
That's in county. So when you dig into this
How big
thing,
of a county?
it breaks down. If you get back about 5 or 6 pages, you'll see where it talks about staff sizes. And it shows you salaries with less than 10 employees in the public sector. And there were 624 responses. This page, it looks like this. And the median 70,000 to 93,000 for a planner in those roles.
What I'm asking, Jeff, though, is the county. How big of a county? Not how many
Yeah,
employees.
it doesn't break it down by that, it just breaks it down by office size. So,
Yeah.
so the lowest office size is less than 10 employees. So, and then if you dig on back a little further, this breaks down salaries by Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. So, in my opinion, for us to be able to advertise appropriately, we need to be able to advertise at a bottom salary of about $55,000 up to about $80,000 if we want to get a professional planner in that office. And that's kind of the range that we're looking at.
Has anyone expressed interest yet?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
We have not advertised.
All right.
We haven't put it out in-house. You know, we have to advertise it in county first. And we've had, I know Mark Horstman has talked to some people. I've talked to the planning office at Dearborn County. But nobody's beating our door down that I know of.
It's been right around 2 weeks.
So I have a question, another question. Your board members are deciding this, right? How long have your board members been on the board?
I'm the
Do you have
longest.
any new board members? Have they all been on there 5, 10 years? Can you give me a rough idea?
I'm the longest serving member. I've been on 35 years, maybe
Okay.
36.
And
And
then,
I serve on by
25.
virtue of being the county surveyor.
Yeah.
How long have you been on, Steve?
25.
Steve's been on 25. We have, Town of Versailles has a brand-new member that just came on last month. So does Town of Milan.
Dave's been on there 30
Yeah,
plus.
yeah, Dave Osborne, the ag agent, has to serve on it by virtue of being the ag agent. He's been on that 30 range. Yeah, so he and I are the elders.
like y'all are but one.
Yeah, yeah. So we have,
So let me ask you this then. You're saying you want to bring this job up to a higher level standard, correct?
yes.
This is not going to sound good. Then why doesn't the board get young blood in there that's got a higher level of standard?
Well, the board doesn't, but board members typically don't create ordinances. We can. In most counties, you have a professional planner that's going to create the ordinance, and the board is going to help massage those things and get it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So if you have, and once again, this is probably sounding horrible, but if you have a A-plus person here and you have a C person down here, and the A's telling the C this, the C's not going to catch it quite right, and what's the use in having an A and a C?
Well-
I'm asking, I'm
Yeah.
asking because
So-
to me, it doesn't make sense to
So-
pay somebody $70,000 to do this.
so planning commissions are made up of citizen members, usually not educated. Usually, it's difficult to find people to serve on the planning commission. You have everything from school teachers to spouses of town board members on these boards. They cover a very broad range of environments that we come from. And typically, it's a slow curve for these individuals to learn what the planning and zoning rules.
Is the scope of some of this work what Gary Nelson's doing already? Or Gary Norman?
It's not,
A lot of it is.
for it
If
to
you
be,
look at it.
the planning director should be working with EDC. Yeah. But typically, I think, but what I see in other counties where they have professional planners running the office is you have a lot more code enforcement going on. You have that planner staying ahead of the game, being proactive in terms of knowing what ordinances are coming, proposing new ordinances to us instead of us catching on and saying, oh, daggone it, we don't have anything for these, for the data centers. We have nothing in our code for data centers. Now, a planner would know that and would have been ahead of the game, probably by a year or more, who knows, probably by several years. We just, in my opinion, we operate in a very reactive way, and I'm not sure how to get beyond that without having somebody in the front to lead and guide our board.
I'm sorry.
What do you think I mean, I think I know what your answer to this is going to be, but I just want to say it because, like, if we were not to go that higher professional level, what do you think some of the downfalls or consequences of that decision would be?
Well, I think we'll probably continue on the same path that we're currently on. There's a second part to what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, and that is that hopefully in the next year, we can, once a comprehensive plan is fully implemented, we need to look at amending and creating and updating a new planning, zoning, and subdivision ordinance. And that would be a partnership between planning commission and commissioners in doing that. I'm not saying we need to rewrite the entire code, but there are a lot of things in our code that are very antiquated, that need to be cleaned up, codified, put together in a format that's good for the public. It's more than than one person would typically be able to do in a very long period of time. There's almost always a planning company like HWC that steers that. And we know that for a county our size, that can run between $50,000 and $200,000 to put a whole new ordinance together. A lot of public hearings, changes in planning and zoning. Changing in zoning ordinances, changing in zoning whereabouts, changing templates of where the zones exist.
Isn't it up to the commissioners to hire?
No, not for the planning commission.
They appoint the planning commissioner.
They appoint certain
I'm asking.
members. They have an appointment, and so does county council, the planning commission, and the BZA. Jeff serves by being virtue of the county surveyor.
Oh, it's the board, it's not, I thought they had Tad was an appointment, I'm sorry.
He is by the planning commission, and that's provided for by statute. The commissioners do appoint Derek, the building inspector. That is the commissioner's appointment. But like Steve and several other people, the participating towns, Sunman, Osgood, Milan, Versailles, Napoleon, whom else am I forgetting? Holton. They each have a participating member. Or because they participate in area planning, they all have an appointment.
We have
And
a
then
school
Dave
board appointment
Osborne.
at this point. I think we have a school board appointment again, don't we?
Yeah, that'd be Todd Alt,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. And then Dave serves because he's county extension agent, Dave Osborne. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it seems odd, but the secretary, Vicky, is appointed by the commissioners, I believe. Building inspector's appointed by the commissioners.
She's not appointed by the commissioners.
Who's she hired by?
I guess that's.
When do the appointments come up, January?
Probably
I don't even know who our appointment is. I've been on here for quite a few years. I've never, does anybody know who our appointment is?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
How long are your appointment terms?
I think most of them are 2
Council has
years.
Todd Alt and Doug Smith, is what I show here.
Yeah, Doug Smith's from Sunman, Todd Alt's south of Versailles.
Okay, I remember Doug. Are your appointments 4 years?
They're 2-year appointments, aren't they?
Why does everybody always look at me?
You know everything.
You're probably the smartest one in here, that's why.
I think they're 2-year
I
appointments.
don't know.
2 year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure I'm appointed. I have to serve because I'm the county surveyor. Dave has to serve as, we don't get
I
reappointed.
show 4 year.
So 4 years, okay. I believe you. I think they're staggered. You don't have everybody going on and off at one time.
I think for,
I'm sorry?
I think for hiring wise, it's pretty essential that we have someone, correct?
We do have to have someone in that position, yeah.
Can't be without.
Do you
Yeah,
anticipate needing to have overlap between the two?
Yeah, there will be overlap. I mean, hopefully there's overlap. I mean, because we want somebody that, maybe a month or so, to get the feel of the office.
When will Mr. Brinson's last week be or
End of
month
May.
be? In May?
End of May.
End of May. Okay.
End of May, yeah. So we're, as soon as we learned that he wasn't, that he was going to retire, Mark Horstman put us on the agenda, so we knew we needed to come in and talk to you guys.
So what kind of money are you looking for?
We want to know what the limits are that you'll allow us to.
We can't give you just a limit. That's like saying, Jeff, here's $100,000, go buy a pickup truck. You can
Well,
buy
I
a
think you-
$50,000 one, or you can buy a $100,000 one.
I think if you take a look at that City of Madison advertisement, it says, this is an exempt position with a salary range from $50,000 to $75,000 based on qualifications and experience per our salary ordinance. I think we would want to use almost that exact same kind of language. If we had a non-qualified person's probably going to, an inexperienced person's probably going to come in that $50,000 range, I think. Probably comes in exactly where Tad's at today. And,
Well, so that brings another question then. If you say inexperienced, what's the odds of finding somebody that's been doing this for years and they're going to come to Ripley County? So everybody's going to be inexperienced, correct?
Not necessarily, I think there's a reasonable chance advertising in Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky that we can get someone with a planning background, with planning education. And I think that person would fill that role pretty quickly. I mean, there's no doubt, there's some programs that person would need to learn. They need to learn how we operate. But in terms of understanding planning and zoning, anybody with an education, I think, is going to step into that fairly well.
Do you think of like recruiting, like with, say, graduate?
Just, I've got Tara and then
Jeff.
Jeff.
We would, yes. Yeah, Nicole suggested that. She suggested we advertise in that APA, American Planning Association magazine that focuses on the tri-state area and at Ball State.
Okay, Tara had something she wanted to say. Can you come up? Can you squeeze in between these guys? We'll put a thorn between two roses.
Two thoughts, because I'm kind of in the same boat with one of my vacancies. I'm getting people all over the spectrum.
Can you come up to the mic so we can?
With experience and education. So I guess my only recommendation would be if you are going to do a rate pay range, to also have like a formula to decide, because someone who's been in college for 4 years has been out of the workforce for 4 years versus someone that's been working the last 4 years. So I would say before you even start applying, come up with some kind of formula so that you're being unbiased, I guess, when you're making those offers. My only other thought is, would it save money? Because I guess for the comprehensive plan, a lot of that's been outsourced. So if you have a qualified person, would you be able to save on using those outsourced agencies when you're creating these plans?
Thank you. And then Jeff had something he wanted to, if you come up and speak into the microphone, please, so everyone can hear you.
I just was wondering if there's going to be a requirement that they live adjoining at least to the county or living in Ripley County.
I'm not sure if we can state that. I don't know if we can or not.
You can certainly make it a preference, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, preferential consideration for things like that. I mean, our code, our Indiana Code 36.74311 basically states that for an area plan commission, the area plan commission shall appoint an executive director for the planning department and fix the director's compensation. Now, obviously, they can't do that without your approval.
Right.
To be qualified for the position, the executive director must have training and experience in the field of planning and zoning. The commission may not give any consideration to political affiliation in the appointment of the executive director. So that's kind of your criteria that's mandated by statute. So they want them to have some experience.
Right.
And if you do hire someone with less experience, Jeff, don't mean to interrupt, but you probably need to have a certain amount of extra money calculated into the budget for them to go to maybe some training sessions.
Pat has training money,
Yeah, right,
but he
right.
doesn't go to training.
Well, it's good that it's still there because we're
So-
probably going to need it.
My personal opinion on this is, I can't say yes to, hey, you can do it for 70 grand, because you're going to hit 70 grand when you get somebody, whether you think it is what it is or not. It always works that way. We all know that. So for me to say anything until somebody comes into me and says, this person that we found, and it's going to take $55,000 to hire this person, that's when I can make a decision. I can't make a decision and just say, yeah, go spend 70 grand. That's sort of like I said with the pickup truck. 100 grand truck, 50 grand truck, take your pick. So, and I understand you have a board that has to work. I'm just saying my opinion. I'm probably too conservative, but that's just me.
Well, I think it can be very difficult if we find somebody and we hit the wrong cycle to get on the agenda to come before you guys. We can wind up with a 45-day wait.
Just a second.
Holding to get your guys' approval on a
Well,
budget. So that's why we kind of need that
You're not
range.
asking necessarily to spend that much, you're asking for approval to advertise, or to give a window. I mean.
That's
Can you advertise pay based on experience?
Yeah.
Oh,
Instead of
yeah.
putting a number on it, and then when you get somebody that comes in, then you have hard evidence to say that, hey, this person is worth such and such dollars.
If we need to do if you find somebody that's good with the right price, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but we could do an executive session, or, it takes 48 hours,
Okay.
but we can
able to
make
turn it
something
around.
happen.
Okay.
But for me, and I need to shut up, I need to let you guys talk, because I've got a big mouth and it sort of just carries.
What about salary with commencement of experience? Or
Yeah,
training, or
That's what
that-
Andrew, like Andrew just said, yeah.
What he
that,
just-
Yeah, that's
That
almost
statement.
exactly. It says this is, if we use the City of Madison's wording, it says it's an exempt position with a salary ranging from 50,000 to 75,000 based on qualification and experience per the salary ordinance. And then a list of benefits, of course, to go with it, and a list of responsibilities and jobs.
What you said, Tad, was at 55, I mean, you could start it at 55, and then, 55,000 plus according to your knowledge or whatever, and
Yeah.
not put an end cap, maybe. I don't know. Jeff, you know me, I'm really conservative. I mean, I'll stop to pick a couple pennies up.
Well, I think if we start advertising early enough and we put our committee together to do the interviews, that may work well, but if we start dragging out into April and May, we're going to,
That shouldn't happen.
We're gonna have a hard
That'll be
time.
up to you, but that shouldn't. That'll be up to you guys if it drags out.
yeah.
And I don't know exactly how you write the ad up, but I would think too, I mean, if I seen it like that and I was coming in, I'd automatically think, yes, I'm gonna get 70,000. I wouldn't even think of 55, you know?
Right.
I feel that you need to put with the experience and then go from there.
Okay.
And I also really like Tara's idea, the prosecutor subcontracts out for attorneys, used as needed. I don't know if that would work up there or not. I would like to see you guys, do you think it would work or not? I don't
It's a
know.
5-day-a-week job, I mean.
Is it? Okay.
9 to 5.
It is.
I don't think he
No, in
said
regard to what, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think he subcontracted one of the deputy prosecutors. It was one of the assistants, the paralegal.
Oh, okay,
Or
I'm
something.
sorry, I said that wrong, but yeah, thank you.
Just to be clear.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so in regard to Tara's comment, she's absolutely right. If we have a professional planner in-house and we hire a company to put together a new planning, zoning, subdivision control ordinance, that can definitely reduce the cost that we're paying to that consultant
Okay,
based upon having that professional on staff. I mean, it's, as much as we can do for them, the more we can do, the more it's going to reduce what we pay out to that consultant.
Tara, did you have another question?
I just was curious, I didn't even know.
Can you come up to the mic, please?
I was just curious, I don't even know if this is possible, but when it comes to ordinances, does it have to be a dollar amount or can it be a formula? I'm just
Say
curious.
ordinances.
Salary ordinances, does it have to be a dollar amount or can it be a
Has to be a dollar
formula?
amount by
I didn't know.
I would
Okay,
think they have to have a sum certain of what
Okay.
what they're obligated to.
okay. I was just
to get
curious, I
the
didn't
budget,
know.
If I'm not mistaken.
They do.
So Jeff, I want to go back to my question that I asked before. It sounds like this is an important position. It sounds like you're wanting, to try to recruit the best person possible that we can get. I've heard you say that the county typically has kind of been more reactive than proactive. What are some potential examples that you might share of like a negative consequence for the county if we don't hire the type of person that you envision?
Yeah, so I think in our last two meetings, there's been discussion on let me get the right term, battery storage. There's a proposed battery storage facility somewhere in the north end of the county. The commissioners got wind of it. The commissioners put a year moratorium on the office taking an application for a battery storage facility, which is a large multi-acre piece of ground with battery storage facilities on it. If we had somebody in-house who was a professional planner, they could put that ordinance together. At the present time, we're 6 months out, and we haven't even started on it. Nobody knows where to begin that thing. So probably where we wind up is in a best case, we copy what an adjacent county's done. Also in a reasonable case, we can hire HWC who's doing our comp plan and ask them to put a model ordinance together. Or if nothing happens, they can come forward with that battery center, and it's just a special exception with no set conditions attached to it. And the BZA would review that and vote on it based upon the minimum standards of a special exception. The data center thing, I think, is another one. That's something that none of us have any real knowledge about, at least as far as I can see. And I don't think any members of our board know the benefits or consequences of it, but
I've seen it quite stir up in Decatur County about that now.
yeah, sure is.
And Franklin.
And Shelby.
Yeah. Shelby, isn't it?
The big question is, do they even have a utility or a source of water who can provide enough water for cooling and things like that? So some of that may or may not happen simply based on available utilities.
Have to do it in Friendship in the rainy season.
Yeah.
When it shoots.
That might be a blessing if you could pull some of that water out, but
Yeah, and so I guess to answer your question, if we replace Tad with someone that's equally skilled but not with a deep knowledge of planning and zoning, somebody who doesn't do continuing education, we're going to keep going down the same path we're on now. If we put a planner in there, we're going to get ahead of the game and be proactive in drafting ordinances and working with economic development and
Well, I know you always want to hire better than what you have. That's a smart thing to do. I just have a hard time saying, here's some money, go spend it. That's my whole thing.
I still think the way to do it is, pay based upon experience.
Yeah.
Because you could get somebody that's rather experienced that wants to live in this area, and if you ask, what do you think somebody in this position makes? If he says 60,000, and you say, okay.
Yeah.
you're hired.
Or you might have a young person that wants to build a resume, and I don't,
Yeah.
sort of, I know I can't come off hard, but I don't necessarily mean to. It's just me. I can't.
I think it's an important position, and I think that I don't want to tie their hands too much. I think that we have to, if you say pay based on experience, then maybe if they're interested, they'll call. But if you put like a lower range, if you say 55 plus and people that are really knowledgeable about what the pay should be, then they're maybe not even going to call or express interest, and we may miss out on somebody really good. So I think if you're not willing to, do the range of a salary, then I think just leaving it the pay based on experience maybe is good, so we don't shut anybody out.
Okay.
And like I said, you get somebody with experience and it's worth it, and you came in and presented that to us, I don't think, people are gonna write it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not hearing a heck no, we're not going to pay
Well, you're not.
a lot of money for a.
Let me
for a
ask, are
highly
you
skilled
asking
person.
for an answer tonight?
Are we officially on the,
We just want to
You're
be able to
fishing, yeah.
advertise this position and feel
Yeah.
good about advertising it. That's what we want to do.
yeah.
Well, then I would sort of do like some of the guys have said, you can advertise it at 55 based on pay, and then if you get some in and you got somebody that you think might be good, and then you can
Right.
maybe email one of us, and then we'll spread it around to everybody, and
Okay.
Competitive salary based on experience.
We just don't want to pay 75 for somebody that's a 55.
Yeah.
and we don't think you would hire somebody for 75, it should be 55.
No, we wouldn't. I mean, I think
But-
that person at 75's got to be a professional planner with a couple of years of experience under their belt that can step in and move that office forward.
Jeff, you want to come up to the microphone, please?
Go ahead.
We just got a bunch of applications for EMA director. We never one time said how much he's getting paid. But there was a lot of them, they're more professional, everything. They put down what they wanted.
We put in there how much they were getting paid.
You did?
I advertised it.
Okay, I guess I didn't read it. I wasn't aware that we put it in there, put it that way.
was that based on what the current budget?
But we had some people wanting $170,000, but they're not going to get it.
Right.
So, I mean, they'll put down what they want. So, that's
A
all.
professional will, I believe. They'll come in and say, this is what it's going to take, but I don't know what, so what's our consensus so we can let these guys, get home?
I'll start, I'll say advertise, I like the word competitive pay based on experience.
Okay.
That's how I would put it, or run it,
Yeah, see what we get.
and see what happens.
Starting at
You get a lot of
55 and up?
interest, I wouldn't even start it at anything.
Yeah.
Just
No?
leave well enough alone and let them set the statute, and then that gives you the ability to negotiate pay due to all the other benefits they're gonna have along with it as well, and work it that way.
Okay.
I think that makes probably the most sense to start and to make this a quicker process of hiring.
Agree.
Do
Stephanie?
you agree, Stephanie?
I agree.
Stephanie agree? David?
I agree. I think that is perfect.
I agree.
Okay.
Peg?
Good wording.
Sam?
Totally, yeah.
Totally?
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
if
guys.
if that helps, again, I didn't mean to come off so hard.
It
I
does.
just
We needed you guys to be aware of where we're at and where we're headed, so,
And if you need additional help, call us.
Okay.
okay, we will. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Health Department, Tara.
Oh, no, here.
Good evening, and I'm kind of glad they preceded me because we're in the same boat in the health department. So I don't know if you're aware, but Cindy did resign. I was here last year. She was looking for part-time at a higher dollar per hour to be more competitive. Just couldn't get the consensus, so she did leave us. So she's working in the northern half of the county doing similar work. So now it falls to me to find a replacement, and it has been very difficult finding a replacement at the current salary. We did interview. We do have some top candidates in mind, however, salary has become an issue. Currently, this year, Cindy would have been making, if you put it per hour, it would be $27 per hour. I'm looking at getting that raised to $29 per hour to be able to offer that to our top candidates. But again, just like you just heard, our applications are, we have a lot of different backgrounds, different degrees, different educational experience. So this salary would be reserved for our top candidates.
So
If
you're
we.
wanting her moved to an hourly position?
No, it would stay a salary. So the total annual salary at 29 an hour would come to $52,780, and you can check my math on that. So it
what
would
was it
stay a
at 27?
full-time position. Do
What
it.
was it to 27 an hour?
It was $27.27 an hour, and to be able to recruit our top candidates, I would like to put it at $29 an hour.
I mean, what was the salary for the year for the,
The yearly salary,
Yes.
currently it's $49,641.
One question, refresh me. Cindy does what?
She was our maternal child health coordinator. And in your consideration, I do want to let you know, I do have an appropriation in for the next meeting. The health board has asked me to petition you to have our salaries that are on our Health First Indiana state funds, to ask to have those as I'm able put onto the general fund. So I will be before you next month asking to put the maternal child health coordinator salary into the general fund. But that appropriation was not put in time, so that would be next month. So I just want you to be aware of that.
Now, refresh my memory, this maternal health coordinator, is that the position with the 7 other counties? Or is this just a Ripley County position?
This is just for Ripley County. That position you're referencing is the fetal infant mortality review coordinator, yes. That's a grant-funded position.
so is this 3139 more a year? 3,130?
That sounds about right. I'd have to do the math real quick, but that's it, yeah, this,
Roughly?
$3,640.
Would there be any overtime on this, do you think?
No, it's just the same schedule, the 35-hour work week. If it would require some evening and weekend hours, but the employee would comp their time, so if they know they're doing a training session on a Saturday, they could work a half-day Monday, or if they know they're going to be doing a parent class at 5 in the evening, maybe they come in a couple hours late the next day, so
Okay.
the schedule would be pretty flexible for this person.
Council, any questions?
Didn't Lexi do that and the health coordinator and
That
all
is
by herself?
when
The same hours?
Yes.
that is what I was going to discuss with you next meeting, where I put the appropriation in, that the history of that position was going to be discussed. If you want me to kind of go over some highlights right now, I can. Or just wait.
I guess I'm confused about. this.
Well, let's try to just deal with this salary right now and then next
Okay.
month's, because that'll be completely different item, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's just deal with this one now then.
I was just
Can we
asking
table
a
is
question.
it possible to table this until we have that discussion next month? Or is
So currently, the position, I really can't make an offer until I have the salary figured out, and right now I'm having to parse out the responsibilities. So I'm doing the managing of the online classes, Candy's doing the car seat checks, but right now our in-person classes, we've just been creating wait lists because nobody's doing that right now. So if we want to have continuity of service, I would like to get the position filled as quickly as possible.
So I have a question, and this is probably going to sound nuts too. You're looking for $3,640. Now, these were both full-time positions, correct?
The maternal child health, yes, it's a full-time position.
Was the last one?
Yes.
Okay. So our benefits, if they're there, right? So
Yes.
do you have any place in your budget that you could cut
The,
$3,640?
if it stays on Health First Indiana, it's already, I could put it in the budget. We have our rollover that we didn't spend from last year, so that, it wouldn't be an issue if it stays on HFI. If we did eventually move it to the general fund, I would basically have to take out money out of the general fund, and then kind of flip-flop the salary with the expenses and move the expenses over to HFI. But I can afford the pay increase. It's just getting the permission to do the pay increase.
Was there ever any grant help on this position?
Not for the salary, no. There has never been so HFI has only been around for 2 years.
Right.
Prior to that, what Mr. Decker is referring to is it was an additional duty for a person that was on the general fund. There was a maternal child, there was a Safe Sleep grant to pay for operational supplies. There was never grant money to pay for anyone's salary.
Okay.
When HFI came about is when Lexi, when it was all kind of one job, that's when it got split into the administrator and then the maternal child health.
So why would you want to pull out of the general fund?
Because historically, it was only the last 2 years when salaries got put into HFI. Prior to that, all salaries were on the general fund. So it is the desire of the health board and myself to have all of our staff paid out of the general fund.
So when we hired the extra people, when it was 2 years ago, and did the salary increases because of this HFI fund, that's why we did it. When this HFI fund became around, we hired the extra people that were getting paid out of this HFI fund. And we also stated, if I'm remembering correctly, what about if this HFI fund goes away?
Goes away.
Then do the employees go away? And at that point in time, you weren't the director then. We said, once the HFI fund is gone, the employees go away, and then we gotta reboot that back to the
Right.
general. But as of right now, the HFI fund is still in place, intact, and it's still rolling, so the thought to put it to the general doesn't even cross my mind.
But I thought that fund's only going to be occurring for 2 more years?
They do the budget's 2-year increments, so we're in the first year of the next 2 years.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that's how we did that and why we did this the way it was due to this fund, because they lobbied so hard that the fund was gonna be there, it was gonna be there. That's why we kept going forward. So that took all the other people off the general, put into the HFI. If when the HFI went away, then those positions would have to be
Reevaluated or,
somehow.
yeah.
So as long as we have the HFI money, I think that everything should stay in the HFI. As far as the pay in the HFI, initially, that's why we gave the raises we gave to those and did what we did to the health board.
Well, you've already taken most of the salaries out of HFI.
There's only 2 staff members on HFI, so.
You did that at budget.
I,
No, you weren't here. But I'm just saying, like, you guys as council did that at budget.
Do you have any questions about candidates or anything that, basically the reason, my top 2 candidates, that's kind of based on what they're currently making, and to be competitive with bringing them on board to the health department. And if basically there's a large gap, so the way we evaluated our candidates, we created like a rubric, and there was a large disparity between our top candidates and our lower, I guess, second-tiered candidates, if you want to use that phrase, so.
so you have top candidates and you have second-tier candidates. So is the second tier meaning no experience, needs a lot of training, and the top is walk-in ready?
Yes.
How much training goes into this position?
They would, so I did merge, and I thank you for reminding me, I did merge this with the school liaison responsibilities. If you remember, we left the school liaison position vacant, so I am adding that as the additional duty. The maternal child health specialist would be the primary function, but then fulfilling the school request and doing the back-to-school bash planning. So that has been added as a responsibility to the job description.
Are they doing safe sleep?
Yes. Mhm.
Anything else in addition to that?
Yeah, so as far as training, they would be meeting with both the maternal child, so there's the state liaison, so they'd be meeting with the maternal child and the school state liaisons. And then all of the programs they teach, they would have to complete those trainings. So the car seat training's like a 4-day in-person class. There's the safe sleep training. And then we're trying to bring back the safe babysitter classes, and that's a virtual training. So each kind of class we teach through that program, they have to be trained in that program.
That's right, because I could be wrong, I'm just trying to remember when you asked about this the last time, just for her just to do the maternal, it's not a full-time thing, that's why we added it on to the school liaison and the other things like that to make this position where it was actually full-time.
Basically, when Cindy was here, she was doing, she helped me plan the back-to-school bash. She was kind of my go-to person if I needed something to cover down. So when I advertised the position, I advertised it as maternal child school liaison to better reflect kind of those additional duties that Cindy was doing anyway, but, so, yeah.
Any other thoughts, questions, statements?
You said your lower tier will come in at 27 and your top tier comes in at
It's already set at 27.
27.
So and I don't see why our top tier candidates would turn that down. If they did, that would, I guess I would come back and have to have the salary ordinance rechanged back to the current level, so. That's why earlier I was asking about formulas, because it would reduce my trips here if I could have a approved formula and then make the offer based on a formula, but as it stands, if I have to do a dollar amount, then I have to keep coming back and it delays.
Government
Yeah.
doesn't work like that with
Yeah.
the State Board of Accounts.
So you got $3,640 to play with for training for a year for somebody. If you get a bottom tier, which it sounds like she has candidates at bottom tier they're willing to take what the salary is right now. Or if it's more than $3,640 to train that lower tier candidate, then is it worth it to bring up the higher one?
Do you have a candidate that would come at the 29?
Yes, I do. I do have one that would, however, ultimately the hiring decision rests with Dr. Welsh, so I can't make any official
understand.
statements, I guess, yeah.
Even
You
if,
have a candidate that would work at the 27, the lower tier. Because I know you said.
I don't know how to say this.
Top candidate and-
Yeah, I don't know how to
Is this
say
what
this,
you
but
want
this
or
is
not?
one of those positions that is going to require a lot of initiative, and it would be very difficult for me to have to babysit someone, I guess, to force someone to take initiative, if that makes sense. So it's because the person is setting their own schedule. They need to, it's kind of almost like, think about a marketing job. So you can't just sit back and wait for the phone to ring. You have to be out there networking. You have to get the word out. You have to let the community know the services that we offer. And it would be very tempting for someone to just sit back and say, oh, the phone doesn't ring. Nobody needs our help. The candidate I'm looking for is going to build that clientele that's going to, because we kind of follow for our safe sleep. That's like for, that first year of life, because one of our 3 goals right now in the health department is to reduce fetal and infant deaths. So to do that, we have to be proactive about getting the word out, about doing education, getting people trained, getting families trained in safe sleep. So the candidate I'm looking for is the one that can go out and network and market, let the community know that we're here and what it is that we do. So to me, that's worth paying the extra $3,000 a year to get the good candidate that can do that.
So let me ask you one more question. I want to make sure I heard it right. You have the funds in your budget already to cover the 3640?
Yes.
No, you would have to appropriate it or transfer it into that line.
Well, the cash is there. It's not appropriated. That's why I'm asking for the
Well,
appropriation.
I
but-
realize that,
Yeah.
yes.
Would your top tier person be Cindy? Would she come and do it?
I think Cindy's very happy where she's at. She's got the schedule that she was after and the wage she's after. I don't know if this is relevant to you. I'll just throw it out there, but currently, as it stands, there is one staff member. It would, if I raised it that amount, it would leap over a current staff member. I don't know with that staff member is getting longevity pay, so I don't know how that affects that, but to me,
Longevity is just on the years, not the
Yeah.
amount, so.
but, so,
So is this going to create your snowball?
I say no, not within my own department. That person's probably not going to be happy, but it is what it is. So the people I'm looking at have experience and education, and the current employee has definitely plenty of experience, but as far as education and the type of work it is, I'd say it is what it is, so.
Is this job going to have a trial period?
Well, the employee handbook, every position when we hire, I think is a 12-month probationary period, so it's all, everybody, even I'm still on probation until April, so.
Any other questions?
I guess I'm just wondering from a council perspective, does this create any snowball ripple effects for us.
Anytime that in January you give somebody a raise, the very beginning of the year, it's like the door's wide open.
Yeah.
Every department can come in and say, health department got it, we need it.
Well,
So
this position,
It's, yes, it can.
this
I
position,
won't even say can, it will create a monster.
I will say this position is vacant right now because of, well, part of it was the full-time to part-time, but part of it was a non-competitive salary. So I don't know if it upsets currently filled positions, but it is a vacant position. So I would say that differentiates it.
Yeah, and just like you said, Stephanie, though, if we say, yeah, we'll give a raise for a new position or vacant position, we're gonna hear that all year long, that you did this for them, you did this for them, you did this for them, and it's, I think that we need I don't know. Yeah, I think it's gonna open up a can of worms, but this is up to you guys. So I'm just going to ask each one. We're going to start with Stan. What's your thoughts?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
No? Peggy?
I'm gonna have to say no also.
David?
I think we need to stick at the 27 an hour.
Stephanie?
I'm going to give a little bit of a longer answer. I mean, I think based on some other decisions that we've made, I think the answer should be no, because I feel like we as a council should not send mixed messages to different, but then I also feel like on certain things we've done that. I don't know, this job is not black and white, it's gray, and this is not easy.
I will say one of my top candidates has nursing credentials, so can do the clinic. So when you're comparing the credentials for some of the things in here, like, it's just that it's the economy. When you have medical credentials right now, it's at a premium compared to other types of degrees. And some person unfortunately decided they wanted to go to school for nursing versus this other person that wanted to do social work, and they picked their degree, and that's the market that their salary, that degree is in. So that has to be considered.
I guess there's another point. I want to re-ask this. We can pick the 27 per hour for an unexperienced person that will need training, or $29 for someone that should not need training. Let's go with it that way once.
So if it's like an RN or someone with a master's degree in a related
Somebody
field
that
with
you can hire,
exact work
and they can
experience.
come in and they can go to work, or somebody that you're going to have to train for 6 or 8 months. Hold on a second. Roger's got to come up to the microphone if you would.
They're all gonna have to get the certification to teach safe sleep and the car seats and all that.
I guess my question, this is a salary position, right?
Yes.
Right. So why are we confusing the public with talking about an hourly rate? Why aren't we talking about the salary per year so everybody that's listening knows what we're talking about?
I
mean,
just said it because that's what I was presented with, and that's what I had written down.
So, I mean, I don't really think we've done a good job defining what we're talking about for everybody that's watching this. That's just my personal
49,000
opinion.
to 52.
Right. It's our, if you figure the hourly, it adds up to the salary, so.
Yeah, but it's a salary position. So hourly shouldn't even be figured into it.
To Roger's point, I 49,641 is the salary that I'm agreeing to.
Okay, that's 27. Peg?
Yep.
I agree, yes, sir.
Okay. David?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 49,641.
Okay.
Just because while I was talking about a trial period, that's kind of where I was going with that. I don't think it guarantees, this might be a diamond in a rough. We may hire somebody that is so good that maybe with just a little bit of training and guidance turns out to be just what we're looking for.
I do, one of our candidates is in the audience tonight. She did show up, so if you do have any questions for her, she is willing to answer questions, so.
Okay, Stephanie?
I'm concerned about the can of worms issue. That's really where my hesitation is. So I think that if we're going to adjust a salary for a position, given all of the salaries that we're responsible for, I just feel like that turns into,
Can I mitigate that by saying if a department wants a salary increase, like Mr. Decker was saying earlier, it's up to us to figure out how to cover it. And I can cover it in my budget, so I don't have to say I need more tax money to cover it because it can come out of my state dollars in this case. I mean, that could be a policy to mitigate that snowball effect to say, if you're coming to me, come up with a plan to cover the difference.
It will, but we will have a budget again next year, and I mean, that will still, it kind of covers it this year, but next year, it will be, part of the budget when we go through that.
I understand your point, and because I think you have the money to cover it, I think I would say yes.
Andrew?
Salary difference is $3,640. This person is eligible for the longevity, right?
Yeah, they're both full-time, but they won't get longevity until, they get their, 5 years.
Has that ever been mentioned in parts of it?
I didn't even talk about longevity pay. I did talk about, the insurance, dental, the 35-hour work week. It's a great place to work. I'm an amazing boss. Pulled out all the stops. So, yeah.
I'm just trying to find a way to justify the $3,640 is enough to not take the job with the future. If you stick there for 5 years, you have more stuff coming back, great benefits, all the other things that go with it.
And a great boss, I can't.
But my employees are not gonna, I do have to, they are currently employed, so I do have to persuade them that they should leave their current employment for the unknown, so. Well, and I tried this before Cindy left, if 29 is not the number, I can try with a different number, but when I tried that with Cindy, it didn't go anywhere, but is there, I think, Stan, I asked you the same question before Cindy left, is there a number you think is the difference between someone who's Tier 2 versus a Tier 1 applicant?
I like the trial period that David was talking about. I like that. Get them in, try them, see how that works, and then see where it goes.
Could we revisit it, I mean, at budget time, I don't know.
I mean, if they get a raise or whatever next year, or however they're gonna be at that 3,640, however that's.
On Tara's behalf on that one, that would be up to us to say, hey, how'd your employee do? And we don't know. And, yeah, we're going to give you more. Budget site, we're not.
And it does set them up for their lifetime of earnings while they're here. So if we're talking about compounding interest and you're only going to give them 3% pay raises, it sure does matter what they start at.
All right, guys, we need to make a decision here.
I'm just gonna stick with it.
So do I have a motion to make it to the 52,780? No motion, so then it won't go through.
Thank you for your time and consideration.
Okay, old business. Dog warden, I don't know what this is about.
Meeting,
I was told to put it on every council meeting agenda. That's why it's on there.
So,
yes, ma'am. The council has 3 members and the commissioners have 1, and other individuals meeting, and it's a journey and learning more and more each time we meet. It's not to say, oh, we're going to do this or that. With 3 council meeting members and 1 commissioners, those are not any official meeting or anything, but it's a discussion, it's a journey, and it's a learning experience. And gathering information, because there's going to be retirements and things, that we're prepared that a person retires and it's, oh no, what are we going to do? That we've had some discussion and looking into options. Is that correct assumption?
is this for a replacement of the dog warden, or,
It's just from carried over for the new facility.
or for your meetings,
For
or,
our meetings, that's.
okay.
Roger, is that correct?
So it's a dog committee?
It's a dog committee. You could
Okay,
say-
dog committee,
you call it that if you want to.
okay?
I think it's a journey. It's learning and exploring,
Building knowledge.
building knowledge.
Yeah, because that's basically something the commissioner is going to have to come to us and say, hey, this is the amount of money that we need to move this forward with. It's not really for council to decide anything, because we just, yeah, so I think that's great.
We're going to give or feed the commissioners information.
Okay, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Just so the public knows, so our dog warden is going to retire in approximately 2 years.
Right.
So this is the time period that we have to decide what path we want to take going forward, whether we want to transition into an animal control officer, whether we're going to keep a dog warden like we have, and try to get something set up to where we can have a smooth transition when he leaves. So this is just an unofficial conversation with 3 grateful council members and myself and some other people, just to try to see what path we need to take and gather information, so we don't just have it hit us all of a sudden and we just keep doing what we're doing. If there's some changes to be made, we'll take that into consideration going forward.
Okay,
But
great.
it's total transparencies. Yes, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, if you want to come up and keep it short. I know that,
My name's Janine Ostendorf. I'm with Ripley Care. I just want to say we appreciate the council members' help in this, and the commissioners and the sheriff's department, everybody's cooperation. And Ripley Care really wants to see us move forward, and I appreciate everybody getting together and working cooperatively. That's what our whole goal and our whole mission is. We do better for Ripley County and make sure we get our dogs immunized. Thank you.
thank you. Any
You
other,
guys put a lot of time into it as well.
Oh, yeah, I put a lot of time in it. It's every day.
okay, the 2027 salary, Diane was heading this, with Stan
Me.
and Peg.
Yes.
Do you have any information on that?
Yes, Diane regrets that she couldn't be here this evening, but she shared, and Stan and I are going to follow up on some avenues that she was pursuing, and we're getting an early start on this, but she regrets that she just could not be here with us this evening, and we're looking at that, and also going to be visiting the different office holders, their departments, if they so want that, just discussing the issues of the salary and where they stand and what do they see for the future, a little
Okay.
visioning.
I would like March to have final results on that,
Okay,
because I don't want to wait till August like we did last year and everything get dumped on us and everything's, so I need I think we need final results in our March meeting. We can discuss it. If the rest of council doesn't like what you're doing, because, it's up to everybody, then we can do, after every meeting, we can discuss it in public, talk about it and get everybody's opinion.
In the spirit of transparency, there was a decision made about longevity, and this will probably be an unpopular statement, but for me to feel good as a council member about moving forward with longevity, I need to know that, like, the county can afford it.
Well,
Well, I'm just saying, I'm saying that up front. Like, we're 1 year into it, or this is, I guess, the first year, and, yeah.
yeah,
mean,
I
there needs to be
agree
a
with you,
refresh.
I agree with you 100%.
I totally agree with you too, Stephanie.
I don't
because
think the
it
county
is-
can afford it. I think it was a major mistake that we did that. That's just my opinion. I voted no on it. But let's move forward, and we'll work on this, and when they come in and present to us, and then we're going to have to discuss all of this, because we need to look down the road.
Ron, I
I think in last meeting, did you say that you didn't think we could afford it?
Okay, wait a minute. We'll need to have some firm information March 16th.
At that meeting?
At that
Yes,
meeting.
please.
And just some
Finalize what you think.
rough calculations, the longevity, when I went through and looked at the values and things, it's about 3.4 years. So for the sustainability of longevity.
It's only 3.3.5 years. Not too good.
So we can work up other numbers, but that's just some rough numbers that I was looking at.
Okay. So let's do that then. Is there anything from the public? Anybody want to come up and yell at us, or nothing? Okay. Committee reports, economic development, Andrew?
We have 2 hard prospects coming in to the county. And I have a few notes for it. We have two new prospects coming in for business into the county, which is going to be really good for us. Gary's done great with them and the other agencies working together. And then the Innovation Center's going to be ready midsummer at the latest, hopefully sooner. So that's all going well. And then we're applying again for the revolving loan to keep it going, because that's been really good for a lot of businesses in the county. A lot of good things going on over there. A lot of
Do you want to explain what the Innovation Center is? I know what it is, but I don't know if everybody does.
It's over in the building where we're at. It's a training area that's going to be set up. Meetings, U-shaped table, that way we can do classes there, financial classes, budget classes, just general classes that we used to be, that other counties do and we used to do, but now we have nowhere to do them. So with this being put in, it's going to help a lot of the people from the community that need help.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe this might be confidential. Do you have any numbers for how many people the initiatives may employ?
I have to know, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Okay.
So Diane's not here for SEI. Solid Waste District, David?
Haven't had another meeting, but everything looks real good.
Okay, and then Grants Committee, Stan?
The only thing I have is the county was awarded the grant from the Rising Sun Regional Foundation for the tower.
Was it for the tower or the clocks?
For the
Tower,
clocks.
Tower,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Tower clock.
40,000.
Yeah, 40,000.
And thank you to Amy for filling out that
Yes.
grant
Yeah,
request.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank your committee, and thank you, Amy. Is there anything else that we need to discuss?
Yeah, I have stuff.
Okay,
So you gotta make a decision on your highway. Jason Edwards.
oh, yes, that's right, back to the shoes.
Jason Edwards did text me and he says, Ron Decker called me Friday. I explained to him about the boot deal. I told him I was going to be there for the meeting. He told me not to come because he would handle it.
He never told me about the boot deal. He told me about the clothes.
Well, here's the thing, we're not really set up where people who are commenting can be viewed publicly and things can be voted on that way, or, so. My suggestion is if it would just remain tabled like it is.
They didn't table it.
Okay.
They didn't make a motion to table it. I'm just going by what he said because he was going to be here.
I understand.
Right, I told him he didn't have to come because he explained to me it was the clothes uniform, the clothing allowance. I guess if it's $100 a person, they're going to either buy clothing or boots. I don't think you can buy a pair of boots for $100. So I don't know if it makes a difference. What's everybody think?
I think since there's actual a dollar figure, that I would feel comfortable by going with it. Since
Yes.
it is an actual dollar figure and not just an add-on of another purchase.
But they've gotten this $100 in the past?
Yes.
No, not for steel-toed boots.
Well, not for
They have
boots.
not.
I know, but that's.
Oh, this is just a shoe allowance. This isn't for the clothing, this is on top of it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that was,
Yeah, I did not,
That's why I rescinded my motion.
yeah, let's,
Commissioners, am I correct? Yes, it's $100 for safety shoes, but it's a transfer of funds, correct? Of $2,400?
he's already got the money.
It's a transfer is how it's listed here.
Yeah, it's not an additional, it's a
He is
transfer.
wanting to transfer $2,400 from his road signs to his uniforms so he can buy boots. Give $100 allowance. I mean, it's not that hard. You guys are making it out to be like.
Yeah, I think we should do it. He's already got the money, I think we should do it.
It's a transfer, not a new appropriation.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Let's do it.
transfer. Okay, David?
Do I have a motion,
I
David?
make a motion, absolutely.
Do I have a second?
So moved.
Peg, show of hands? 6.
I do have you don't have to make a motion on it. I do have a salary ordinance here. It's a salary ordinance change because I forgot to put Christina Heights longevity on the original salary ordinance. So it just needs signed.
Pass it down.
No, you don't have to right now. Lee's here also. We have an ordinance. It's for the sex and violent offender registration. It's an ordinance that proposes fees. I'll let you kind of explain it, Lee, just so you,
Lee Davidson from the Sheriff's Office. So this is an ordinance to charge sex offenders $50 a year for the registration costs and $5 for any time they change their address. This is no different than the way probation charges individuals on probation for the services that they provide. We're one of the few counties in the state that hasn't had this ordinance in place. We've got several ordinances, quite frankly, that need to be put in place over the next couple of months that I'm working on, where we are charging fees for stuff that is not something that should be encumbered on every taxpayer. This is one of those examples. Another one is when someone's asking for body cam footage or records requests and stuff like that, we need to have the ability to charge people for those requests because there is a significant cost in that to the taxpayers currently. So all this is we just need your approval. The commissioners have already done it. Once you approve this, then a fund will be created and the funds will be put into that. I don't anticipate that generating a ton of money, quite frankly. I think we have somewhere in the ballpark of between 50 and 70 sex offenders in the county right now.
Do I have a motion? Andrew, do I have a second? Stephanie,
Yes.
show of hands? 6. Thank you.
Were the encumbrances all done already? Did they do the encumbrances already? Is that in one of the batches?
no,
Okay, so we still got to do that.
they don't ask about encumbrances. I approve them.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also have the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission. Who sits on that board now?
Oh, no, I'm not the planning commission.
Diane
No, I'm
does.
Southeastern.
Diane does. Do you want to keep her for that board? Or do you want to put somebody else on that board?
Is she, well, I hate to just say no, but I don't know how she is with her back.
You can't discuss things like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why don't you just keep her on there?
Let's just leave her on.
I
And
need a
then-
motion.
So
Do I-
moved.
Peg made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Stan, second. Show of hands. 6.
That's all I have.
Okay, I guess we can sign everything and then,
I have one question, I guess.
okay?
I would like to just briefly revisit the animal control dog warden conversation in that I agree that the county needs to work on this, and there's no attempt at not being transparent about that, but I was under the impression that we were going to have like a smaller little subcommittee that was going to kind of work on what we could do from the county perspective. And maybe there needs to be still a larger committee, you know, that is made up of community members and other representatives. But I just wanted to see what everybody else's thoughts were about that.
No, I mean, I agree. I think the smaller, at least every other meeting or something.
Right.
My pen's not working right. I got bad luck with pens lately. Look at that. Every time I grab an ink pen, it doesn't work anymore. Hold it.
Here, I'll share with you. Got to give it right back.
You don't get it back. Hold it.
I want to take a moment and thank Peg for serving as president in 2025 and for Ron for stepping up for 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you. That damn pen don't work.
Need a pen,
I'm
David?
sorry.
Here,
I'm
David,
sorry
I
it
got
doesn't
one for
work.
you.
So needy.
Who needs a pen?
We're sharing, we're good.
Just doesn't work. Damn thing.
Here,
Amy, what was this?
here, you got one.
Peg asked for
Every
it.
meeting, my pen don't
Here,
work.
sign and then I'll do it after you sign.
Yeah, I wanted, I said I wanted to know all the amounts that we spent on the courthouse.
Oh, okay, great.
That's courthouse and jail.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
courthouse and the jail. Thank you for putting that together
Did I
and
sign that one? Yeah. Has anybody made it over to the jail and looked at the new x-ray machine? It's really nice. It's really professional looking in there.
I talked to the sheriff the other day about setting the time to go do it, so.
I didn't make it there, but Jeff and I went up on the courthouse the other day. Pretty wild.
Up on the
On the
scaffold?
roof, yeah.
I went up there also.
Yeah, I heard you did.
And it was a great experience.
Yeah, you couldn't get me up to the second rung. So our next meeting is February 17th at 6 PM. Do I have a motion to, wait a minute, I got to let Andrew sign the last one.
February 17th. Did he say 16th or 17th?
I think he said 17.
17th?
Okay, all right.
That's on a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, yes. Do I have a motion to adjourn? David, second.
Andrew?
Andrew, show of hands. 6.
Amy, with this that you gave us, I'm very appreciative of it, but where's the cutoff between the courthouse and the jail?